Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Neff from Nasdaq, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller, fresh with my furry t-shirt. Legit, I'm not a furry, but I was just so amazed to see this thing at the secondhand store. I had to pick it up. Yeah, furries represent. Apparently, 2004, there was a 14, there was a furry convention. Nice looking shirt, I gotta say. But I made sure that I cleaned it thoroughly before I put it on. All right? I swear it was only $3. But anyways, I want to talk to you a little bit about power and control now, and how we basement dwellers, us computer guys. I'm sorry, these glasses are filthy. We computer guys, we really, really, really. Oh, guys, we really need to know about power and control. And the people who use it, even though we in ourselves, we don't care. There's a lot of us guys just sit around on the computer all the time and we don't care. We just want to have our job and we want to come home and play our video games, do our responsibilities, do our thing, take care of our family. And then, hey, that's it. That's all. And there was a time in the 50s that was okay and you could get away with that. And God bless you, that was a respectable thing. But that wasn't a respectable thing that would pay Wall Street's bills. And after a certain amount of time, time goes on, and nobody is there in buildings arguing on the behalf of these wholesome everyday things. And because of that, we've definitely lost a lot. We found ourselves in this new world where everything's different. Instead of what you have and what you can do with it, it's all about controls, rules, and laws. So, excuse me, for example, there are wonderful reasons to have protective programs for anything. When it comes to the fish, wildlife, anything like that, you need protective wetlands. You need stuff like that. But one thing that we don't want to talk about is the fact that it's been pushed too far. It's absolutely been pushed too far, and we need to be able to have more. There's too many rules, and these rules weren't set. A lot of these rules either weren't set by reasonable environmentalists, they were set by people who wanted to control things. And for example, if you put a house up, about one third of that house is going to red tape in Ottawa, and that's just unconscionable in this situation we're in, where everyone's making so much money with yeah, that's one great way to show you. Everyone's made a lot of money by making the rules be what they are. So in Canada, we have the ability to go and build anywhere. In the old village I was in, Arthur, we had so much space we could build. The infrastructure couldn't handle it, though. The shitter couldn't handle it. They didn't have enough energy, this, that, and the other thing. And also, on top of that, just rules, regulations. So there were people who were making money off of playing within the rules instead of just playing within how do I make the best crop? How do I do this, that, and the other thing? Now it's not how do I make the best crop? It's how do I make the best crop and screw over the other guy and do it legally. So now, how does this relate to tech? It relates to tech in so many different ways. We're being controlled at a lot of levels. At a lot of levels. Especially in government. Now, one thing I see is government trying to basically take shop talk, which was a bunch of men going to the donut place. In the villages, when I was little before the internet, the socialite children would complain that the parents set policy at the donut shop and the coffee shop. That's where they went to have their talk and set policy, and that's where all the information got spread around. Or the bar. In Mount Forest, that was the thing over there. I used to live over that way. Not anymore. Anyways, that went to Facebook. And now Oh my god. It's like now it's in a place where the fun police, women and men sometimes, but a lot of the times older women, who are like, oh, clutches pearls, we can't have that. No, we can't have that. And they absolutely exist. They 100% exist. If you go to the city council meetings, you'll see who stands up. It's, anyways. So, we got a problem. We need more land. We need our rights back. We're in a situation now where things aren't real unless it's written down and if it's on the internet. So these corner stores have come to the internet and now it's more real than ever. Man, I got nailed so hard for things that I said in email. And if I said it in public to the guy, would have never had a problem. Everyone loves involving HR. Nobody just loves dealing with like man to man. Sometimes I think that we don't even have any men anymore. So I'm getting off into the weeds now, but like I'm a computer guy. But I had a problem in my personal life. So I used the warrior mentality, which is basically if someone calls you a bitch or someone smacks you, you have 3 seconds to smack them back. And if you don't, you live with it. Well, I got smacked and I smacked them back. My ex was horrible. And she did a horrible thing with another man, basically. TikTok and other people helped convince her that she was in the right about everything and she needed to break up. And I was horrible, horrible, horrible. Oh, these men convincing her so that she could bed them. Well, I just wanted to talk with them. I just wanted to talk with them. So I went to their house and knocked on the door 2 or 3 times. And they came out once and I had to talk with them. I just wanted to go to the park and be like, dude, why'd you do it? You're my best man. My best man banging my. Yeah, I don't want to say it. So I just wanted to talk to the guy. He had a park around the corner. I'm pretty, it's been a while. I think it's been grade school since I've been in a fight at all. I just wanted to talk to the guy. My wife had said some things that he had said. And, oh, everyone says these things. So I just wanted to set the record straight and just want to be like, okay, you're saying all these things. And he was going to do a very hurtful thing. He was basically my ex-wife was going to destroy something very meaningful of mine and he was going to be there to help film it. And at this point I just wanted to have a conversation with him and say, if you break that thing, we're going to have problems. And this whole experience, about four people ended up calling no, three people ended up calling police on me. The fourth guy understood, and the cops were like, hey, just like, don't do it, okay? And hey, yeah, we got through that. You see, here's one thing. In Calgary, that is perfectly well understood. Perfectly well understood. Here in Ontario, we're living in our own worlds over here, guys. We are definitely living in our own worlds. But anyways, I never heard of this power and control thing until TikTok brought the patriarchy to me. I never heard the patriarchy and all of these things until TikTok brought it to us in our villages. And then my wife was empowered with the words that she heard from it. And now, I can definitely say she was because all of her arguments involved words that I had never heard of, and she barely understood. She accused me of being a covert narcissist, which it turned out that not only was I not, but she had no idea what level of therapist could give this information, and she had not watched a video over a minute and a half on what it was. She Googled it from, Google sources. When she finally went to it, she didn't actually get any information from clinical psychologists. And when I had a mental breakdown, the clinical psychologist said, you are narcissistically abused. There's something poetically beautiful about that. I was narcissistically abused, though she was telling me I was a narcissist. There's a thing for that. Man, I don't want to talk about it. I'm so sick of all of this stuff. Well, what I want to get into about it is control became the name of the game. Control. Oh my god. And I'm sorry it took me so long to get into it, but it's all about control. Once you get to the end of it, guys, we're in our computer rooms and we want to just do our thing. but you can't just do your thing anymore. You gotta control things. It's as if, oh geez, it's just such a big picture now. I kind of thought that back in the day, you went out there and you did something, but of course there's distribution chains, and you can make money doing things through distribution chains and fudging things. And the more I learn about that kind of stuff, whoa. Not just that, but in relationships, legitimately in relationships. Money has a lot to do with relationships, let's face it. There's a lot of control going on. And guys, if we don't understand that, like as gamers, as guys who aren't Apex, if we don't realize that there is a power and control thing going on over top of us in ways that we don't even understand, a lot of us. So, like for example, if you're going down the street in a particular place, and a woman of the night for a particular reason is trying to get you, you have to know how to say no, right? You just have to know that that is that kind of woman, and you have to say no. Now, women also struggle with this, where when guys are after them and complimenting them and stuff, you have to say no. You have to have that. You have to have that disagreeable no, guys. People are after our information. This isn't conspiracy theory. We know that there are people out there are corporations out there that are harvesting so much of our information that, geez, 2 years ago, people could tell where your car was at any given point. Oh man, this really upsets me. But there was a way. There were two sites you could go to track a car based off of, I forget exactly what it was within the car, but the idea was that car was giving off advertiser data, right? So the advertisers would pay for the data. Now, I guess originally what the idea was for, so the advertisers could be like, oh, this guy is here, he goes to ice cream shops. But what they ended up doing is being like, oh, he's here. Hey guys, who wants to know where he is? He's here. And then he's there. And then he's there. Oh, he's everywhere. Yeah. Like, holy crap, if there's nobody there for like labor for the everyman, they get away with this. They just get away with this. There is nobody here coming to save us. There was a time when everybody loved people, Canadians, Americans, because they won the war and because holy shit, we survived. Let's give people, we want freedom, we want good stuff. And now we just want money. We're going back to the Gilded Age. Look back at the Gilded Age after the Civil War, a time when a few people had a lot of money, and a lot of people had no money. And oh man, oh geez, corporations were just doing the shadiest stuff. The shadiest stuff. I think it was Imperial. I forget exactly the name of it, but so there was a time when if you wanted the control, you had to operate the railroads and you had to have the oil. I believe it was Imperial Oil. They basically, oh man, they did a lot of shady things. And the unfortunate part is a lot of the people at the top consider themselves to be Christian. And the guy at the top thought that he was doing this as a Christian. Let's move that aside. But what ended up happening is there was a lot of issues with the people who had like nothing, and the corporations got to a monopolistic place so bad that a lot of people had basically nothing and a lot of people had everything. Hey, does that sound about? Meanwhile, everyone's supposed to have money. Man, so we're getting to a situation where there is no middle class. There's an upper class, there's a lower class, and the middle class is basically like not there at all. At all. Now in this situation, what we need to do is watch out for power and control. Out of all of the women, especially that I talk to, there's so much power and control in relationships, and we don't even see it. But what I'm noticing is within relationships of people, corporations are being unbelievably acidine. And while individuals can be locked up and nailed with heavy things, corporations never are. They just never are. They get fines, stiff penalties, but I don't think I've ever really seen a corporation being put, excuse me, like out of business because of things that they've done or being given punishment equal to the income they made breaking the rules. It's about there's a lot more power and control. So guys, men, as you continue, remember that there are so many people who, instead of thinking, how can I make money off of this river coming through here? Like, what can I build with this? Can I put a mill on this? Can I put, can I dam it up a little bit and put a mill on this? No, we have people on the river being like, huh, there's people downstream that need this water. Sure would be a shame if I kept all of that water, or maybe tainted that water, or sold that water, or moved it into another direction. I bet those guys downstream would do something really. They pay a lot of money to have that water. Hmm. So that's where we are right now. And then all of a sudden, deny, defend, depose came in. I think things are going to change. So, like I said, corporations, nobody cares. Nobody cares. The people in government, a lot of the time. So let's face it. When people are in government, they are. Oh, this really hurts me. This really hurts me. The whole thing hurts me on many points. It hurts me because the Angry Orange was the one who's actually going to do something about this, even though 20 years ago we all knew about it. There's too many people in government who are pushing laws for or against corporations that these lawmakers have worked for or are going to work for as soon as their administration leaves. Whoa, guys, whoa. Okay, so legitimately there's not enough money for that to be cool, but the people at the top don't care at all. But one thing I want to get across to everybody is power and control. That's what's going on in the days to come. And guys, as you're playing your video games, you're trying to get by, you're trying to get your job to do the thing, remember that power and control. While you're doing your thing to build the thing to get somewhere, there's other people's figuring out how to use the thing that you're going to get up here in order to take all the value from you doing that to get up there. Power and control. Education is way too damn expensive and it doesn't get you anything anymore. And the education systems, especially in Canada, especially in Canada, have absolutely destroyed us. Have absolutely destroyed us. And the immigration is so bad that though I am a villager in a potter's ground, it has absolutely affected me. The students, yes, we have so many students that they have absolutely affected me. An hour and a half's drive away from where they are in some situations. We had people coming from Barrie to Arthur every day. It's like, how cheap can you get people to do the hardest things so the corporations will have all the money? But here's the thing, the corporations, they're not interested in the community or the country. We're interested in the stockholder. And the stockholder's not even a part of the country. So I'm sorry, I'm ranting a little bit too much about how the thing relates to what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to say is, just like all the feminists are complaining about, you gotta watch out for people trying to manipulate and control you. Just as if you were a beautiful young woman who fell in love with this handsome Romeo who suddenly says, I love you so much, but I'd love you more if you slept with this guy who paid me money and then get her into the prostitution. Guys, we have people like that. There's people like that. Guys, when we were kids, we were trained that people are going to try to get us into drugs, that pedophiles exist and they're going to come after us. And I'm trying to tell you, those boogeymen exist. There are absolutely monsters that lie under your bed. The thing is, they're not always there until you close your eyes and mommy and dad goes to bed, and it's just you and your thoughts and ideas and the nightmares and whatever exists in the dark. There are reasons to fear the dark. And the only reason that guy ever said the only thing there is to the only thing there is to fear is fear itself is because he had the kaputska to deal with what was going on. There are many reasons to be afraid of things. There are many reasons to be scared. There are many reasons to stop, look, and listen. And we need to do more of that. We got to stop just working. We got to stop working, see that people are trying to manipulate us, and counteract this manipulation reasonably with big hearts and love. I hope we can do it, guys. Let's do it. Let's see what we can do. Hack the planet. Have a good one, folks.